It's Cricbuzz chatter. Adam Collins and Michael Vaughan ahead of the third test match at Southampton between England and Pakistan. The bad news is I'm about 40 minutes from the ground, and as you can probably see behind me, it's been a torrential downpour overnight. Vaughanie, it's likely that rain will affect this test match again, which might be frustrating, but in terms of selection, it means they might have to get resourceful.
Yeah, I mean, from an England perspective, I don't think they'll change a great deal if the weather is like you've got there. I mean, up north you can see it's beautiful. If the test match had been played in Manchester last week, they'd have played every day. And I'm led to believe very similar this week. All this talk of the weather up north being worse, utter nonsense. Very interesting with the pitch because they are desperate to play on this fresh wicket. But when you think of the weather today, and I don't think it's great tomorrow, if they do play on a fresh wicket, we could see some action quite soon because I'm sure it'll zip all over the place. It can't have been prepared as a normal test match wicket. So it'll be very, very interesting to see what you do at the toss as a captain, because I don't think either captains or teams are really going to know what to do when they win the toss.
Yeah, an underprepared fresh strip, that could be chaos, it could be carnage, it could be a lot of fun, especially for the seamers. I saw it's 20 years this week since Andy Caddick took 4 wickets in an over, albeit up north, not of course where we're going to be playing this week. But as far as England's selections is concerned, we talked about it on the final day of the second test match that Jimmy Anderson's played throughout. Stuart Broad of course missed the first test match, but given they're so well honed in these conditions, why wouldn't you just play them?
Yeah, I think they will do. I can't imagine that they're going to change too much. I guess it's Sam Curran or Jofra Archer. I personally would like to see a bit of pace, so I would go with Jofra Archer or Mark Wood. But because of the conditions, if it's going to be a week where it's very, very English and you're going to need pitch up kind of the forward defence length, it wouldn't surprise me if they went with the same team as last week. But I guess Pakistan, they may do exactly the same. I can't think that they're going to change the three seamers. They're not going to change Yasir Shah. It'll just be Fawad Alam or Shadab Khan. I personally would bring Shadab Khan back in because I just think he's an all-round better option with the runs, with the fielding, and obviously with a bit of leg spin. And he's a great persona in the team, so we'll wait and see. It's all about the weather and the preparation over the next couple of days for that ground staff down there to make sure that they get enough rolling and enough sunshine and enough dryness onto that surface to make sure that he plays okay.
Mark Wood's an interesting one. Played that first test match against the West Indies, what seems like an eternity ago, but only about 6 weeks ago. The plan initially was to play Archer and Wood consistently throughout the 6 test matches, but it might be the case that Wood only gets 1 out of the 6, which wasn't the plan.
No, it wasn't. I mean, again, the plan's not been spoken publicly, if I'm not right in saying, because, you know, privately, I think England have been trying to get this quick bowler into their team on a regular basis, to know that, you know, when you go overseas to India, to the subcontinent, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, obviously to Australia, you need a bit of pace, and England need to get those kind of players as much experience as possible for when they go to India and when they go to Australia. But Mark Wood, when you think, I think it's 2 of his last 3 test matches he's been man of the match. He's had a niggle or two. He's got a fragile body, but I'm not too sure whether they're going to play him. If you look at his averages, it's kind of the reverse of Chris Woakes. Chris Woakes has got an incredible average here and not so good overseas. Well, Mark Wood's got not so good here and a very good average overseas. So maybe Wood and Woakes, when it's at home, Mark Wood can just sit at home and watch television, and when he's away he's got to do some action and do some work, and Chris Woakes vice versa. He's got to play in England when they go overseas on the plane. Maybe he doesn't have to go. Maybe he can sit home and watch it on the telly as well. It's those kind of different averages which are standing out quite obviously, because they're dressed, you know, they're 20 difference in terms of the conditions that they're playing both home and away in terms of both those players.
You mentioned Pakistan and the probability that Shadab Khan will come back into the side. Of course, they've got a number of options as far as seamers are concerned if they wanted to go the other way and go all out quick if the pitch is a fraction green. But from Pakistan's perspective, as well as the series being on the line still, I suppose, they lost the first rubber but they can tie it up. The World Test Championship, they've only played 7 test matches now, only 5th on the ladder, which means that it is entirely within the realms of possibility if they got on a roll. And I know that India and Australia are way out in front, but they're no way out of this at all when it comes to the WTC, even though we don't really know how it'll come together in this COVID environment.
No, and getting wins away from home are going to be so important in the Test Championship. So if Pakistan can win this week. You look at that first test where they should have won. They'd have had the draw in the bag already in this series, obviously with a great chance of winning. So I just wonder whether that last day at Manchester is going to hurt them, because they're an exciting team. I think they're going to surprise a few teams, particularly when they're obviously playing in their own conditions or in Abu Dhabi or Dubai. I think they're going to be very, very difficult to beat, because all their players look like they've got a little bit of something about them. They look like they've got a great deal of character. I really enjoyed watching them, even though we didn't get a great deal of play in the second test. I thought they showed a skill, determination, and lots of attrition with the bat. Not generally what I've seen from Pakistan in English conditions, particularly when the ball's zipping around. They've always been fine when it's been flat, but when the ball's been swinging around, I've always felt that the batting unit could collapse in a heap. Well, in that second test, I thought they showed great determination and skill. So Misbah's got them onto something. And when you think you've got Misbah ul Haq, Yunis Khan, Mushtaq Ahmed, Waqar Yunis in the coaching department, it's no surprise that they're showing all the strong traits of a good side. And
just casting forward, Vaughan, of course, it's the last test match of the English summer, albeit belatedly, but so much cricket yet to come. As far as the Australians are concerned, their tour has been confirmed. They've named their squad. They're arriving in a couple of days.
Yeah, that's great for the game. You know, I've been listening to Aaron Finch speak about, you know, the bio bubble and making sure that players get looked after. Totally agree with him. But they've picked, as you would expect, their strongest team. No injuries. You don't get too many injuries when you just sat down and waiting for the game to start. But I think that, you know, the T20s, the 50 over games, you know, whenever England play Australia, it's a great spectacle. So delighted that they're coming. I know Aaron Finch really well, and you know, I've been messaging him, and he's absolutely delighted to get the pads back out. I know they've been hitting lots of balls over the last couple of weeks, and they can't wait to get over here and join the bio bubble and have a little bit of fun.
Let's hope when he gets here, and indeed let's hope this week the rain does abate. It's heavy at the moment, but we've got a couple of days until this third test match starts at Southampton between England and Pakistan. Follow it all on the Cricbuzz live blog, and then it stumps myself, Adam Collins, and him, Michael Vaughan. We'll be here every single day on Cricbuzz Chatter.